Thanks very much, Lois. And thank you everyone for turning out today. I think it's a really good attendance. It's nice to see Burley. In fact, we had to get some extra seats out, so I think that's really positive. I know there are a few people in the room, not a great number, who perhaps worked with me 10 or more years ago and will know the problems I used to have with overhead projectors when I was doing presentations at work, and it just gets harder with the IT equipment. So I do apologise for any inconvenience caused by that. We'll get better at the hybrid sort of situation. I also want to thank Steve for coming across from Salford and speaking today. Great speech as always. And also I'd like to just thank Mick Whitley for his speech. Unfortunately slightly shortened, but I think people got the gist of what he's saying. And Mick's been a real friend of this branch, I think, since he's become an MP. So I thank him for that. Hopefully you've had the chance to have a quick look at the annual report. It's not too detailed. We've tried to keep it relatively brief. It's 4 pages. But it's tried to highlight some of what we've done in the past year, and some of the advances that we've made. And I think we have made some key advantages. I just want to reference the Wirral Met College. I thought Debbie spoke really well before. But it was a fantastic result there. It's, as I understand it, it's possibly one of the first, if not the first, FE college in the country to pay the real living wage. And we wouldn't have got there but for the members, but also the strike committee we formed. We had 2 good stewards there, Ian and Kathy, but we recognised when we were going in the dispute we needed a bit more involvement. And you know, we had 10 people come forward to join the strike committee. We increased our membership by 50% during that dispute over the last 2 months, and we wouldn't have done that without the 10 who gave up their time to do that. So I want to thank them, and the results show for themselves. I mean, to be getting a 15 to 20% pay rise, I think is incredible. It's not the only success we've had in the year. We managed, again, in Magenta, where people showed in a consultative ballot that they were prepared to take action over a derisory pay offer. Before we got the chance to take any sort of formal ballots even, management came back and increased the pay offer by more than 50%. I think it was 56% if I remember right. I put the number in there. So again, that was people standing together to get a better increase. And the other key sort of victory we've had is over Wirral Evolutions. Wirral Evolutions was day services for the council for people with disabilities that was outsourced a few years ago. We pressed to bring it back, and we actually took the opportunity when that company was looking to restructure and they were looking to make staff redundant, they were looking to downgrade posts and close day centres. We could have been defensive, and we were to a degree, but we also went on the offensive over it as well and pressed for it to be brought back in-house and made the argument that these cuts weren't necessary. We demonstrated actually that the majority of people who'd applied for EVR wouldn't apply for EVR if they were back in the council. And we were able to work with the councillors, particularly the lead Labour Councillor for Health and Social Care, Councillor Nolan, and put forward a real case to bring people back in-house, which was achieved on the 1st of October, a real success. But that wasn't all we did, because pay had fallen in the 8 years that people were out. They'd lost over £1,000 compared to where they were in the council. We immediately said, well, you've got to give them that back. If they're coming back, you've got to give them that back. And we got that. Again, not satisfied. We called the members together. The members weren't satisfied. Again, showed they were prepared to take action. And we got back pay of nearly £2,500 for the majority of members. So we've shown that even in difficult times, we can make real advances. I'm pleased that we got the real living wage for care workers, you know, and I'm not sure, I think there may be at least 1 or 2 Labour councillors in here, and we've had a good relationship by and large with the Labour councillors. But if they try and take that real living wage from care workers, we'll be on their backs. Now they haven't, but you know, if they ever do, they know we'll be on their backs about that. We've got a home working allowance for people below in the council, below grade H, or grade H and below. Again, it's the only council in the country that offers that home working allowance. Those are the sort of things that we've shown that we can do. And I think it is, so often it is around the numbers that we get. We know when we have meetings, when we had the meetings, and we use this room for our meetings in Magenta, and we know that there will be message will be fed back to management. And if it had been fed back that we'd had 10 or 20 people in here, that would have shown a sign of weakness. If we can fill out rooms, people know, management know, councillors know, employers know that we're in a strong position. So with your support, you know, we will continue to take that forward and win advances. We can't do it alone. This top table can't do it alone. But with your support, we will, and I'll pass over now.
Thank you very much, Steve.